Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. Got a video that I want to share with you. I'm going to shout out fair use. This is used for educational purposes, but I want to share with you about this human DNA controlled with electricity because it goes back to y'all remember I shared with you the other day about the computer guy who knows all things got that patent with that cryptocurrency, and it's basically going to work the exact same way that this does. So I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to make it bigger on my screen, but let me play it and then I will come back with my commentary. But it's very interesting that they use diabetes because that is a health issue that impacts the African American community a lot. And if you haven't been paying attention, there are a lot of dialysis clinics in our communities, near our communities, so that we have close proximity to them. And they are building more and more of them. But it just makes me wonder, have people who are on dialysis, have they been guinea pigs the whole time? Anyway, let me play this for you. I'm gonna make it bigger and then I'll share my thoughts. We'll have a discussion.
And now, staying on the topic of health and medicine, I want to ask you a question. What would you do if you could control what goes on in your body? If you could program it, so to speak? Would you set an alarm that forces your eyes to open in time for work or class? Or would you program your muscles to keep flexing even while you slept, to burn those extra calories while you're dreaming? Or would you be even more ambitious? Would you try and fix underlying medical issues by manually controlling your body? I ask all of this because this is where humans seem to be headed. A new research paper has been published by scientists in Switzerland. They say they can send electric commands directly to human DNA, meaning they can make human genes obey external commands. They claim to have a proof of concept for this electrogenetic interface, and they say this is the future of wearable medical devices. Here's a report.
An electrogenetic interface. That's what scientists at the ETH Zurich University are calling their new discovery. They have found a way to talk to human DNA, to give human genes commands using electricity. Thus the name electrogenetic. The scientists from Switzerland just published a paper detailing their findings. They are quite excited about the potential their research has in the field of wearable electronic devices. Let's first talk about what they did, how the scientists proved their concept. They took a mouse with type 1 diabetes and attached some human cells to it. The human cells were capable of producing insulin. That's the essential hormone that controls your blood sugar levels. People develop diabetes when their bodies are unable to regulate their blood sugar levels on their own. Coming back to the experiment with the mouse, the scientists had put acupuncture needles into the test subject, right where the human genes had been attached. This allowed the scientists to transmit commands to the human DNA via electricity, almost like a small.
Now, I want to identify two things before this video is over. So, one, that you see they talk about gene therapy. If you notice what they're calling the solution, they're now saying that it is a gene therapy. It does not qualify to be a V word. The other thing is that this comes out of Switzerland. That is where demon possessed people who keep coming up with all this nonsense. Um, one of the primary seats of Satan. I just believe that. Notice that all this innovation continues to come out of white land from the cave people. So you got to pay attention to where this stuff is coming from and then move accordingly. So depending on where it comes from, we don't want it. Okay? All right.
Small electric shock to tell the human genes to start making insulin, and it apparently worked. The scientists say their electrogenetic interface allowed them to supply insulin to the mouse in a timely manner, that too by using a standard set of AA batteries. Now imagine what this could do for diabetic humans. We could wear a watch-like device that could trigger regular insulin production. A machine could take over for our failing DNA and keep our blood sugar levels in check, that too on a timer. No more alarms to remind you of your insulin dose. If you combine this technology with constant monitoring, it could help prevent insulin shocks. It could potentially save lives. And that's just the
So you hear how they sell you on the constant monitoring. That is what people are going to miss. They're going to say, "Oh yeah, we can get something to take care of our insulin, our diabetes. It can be managed, and I don't have to take insulin. I don't have to do whatever. This stuff inside of me can make my body produce uh, insulin." But somebody got to be at the helm watching it. It's going to start off that way. It will not end that way. And so this is how they're going to get people who don't think and who don't understand the word to consume all these things. And once it's in your body, you're not going to be able to get it out. So people are going to voluntarily sign up for these different types of mark. But at the end of the day, all these different marks will have them hooked up to this web 3.0 internet of things, and they're constantly going to be monitored and connected in a whole bunch of different ways, and they won't be able to get out of it.
beginning. The technology doesn't need to just focus on diabetic patients. It has the potential to alter medicine as we know it. Imagine telling the genes that are causing cancer to just stop. Imagine pressing a button and suppressing a rare genetic condition. May sound like science fiction now, but this research could pave the way towards that future. The ETH Zurich University team behind this research have been looking into electrogenetics for a while now. In 2020, they successfully used electricity to control gene expression. And 3 years later, they've come out with the electrogenetic interface, a way to command human DNA directly. We found out that electricity could control DNA a while ago, but the next stage was figuring out how. It's not like you could point a remote at a person and have their genes respond to a button. This new research shows us a way, using acupuncture needles to transfer the electricity in this case. Of course, the technology is nowhere near ready yet. It's only been tried on a mouse. It will take a
Now y'all know they lying when they say it ain't ready yet. That means it's ready right now, ready to shoot you up your behind. That's what it means. So don't even get it twisted. They're not putting out this broadband internet all over the place and creating these 15-minute cities. That all that stuff is tied together. So, this is just another layer to the infrastructure. They're going to use all types of methods and ways to get us to buy into this. You're going to voluntarily do it. Now, all of us got some nanoparticles or nanotechnology in us from chemtrails, from breathing, from water, from food. They just admitted it. It's in everything. So you have stuff that is already on in your body, attached to your cells that light up in their sensors, and they can. Uh, and when I say they, whoever is monitoring us, they can monitor us in a variety of different ways through wireless technology if you're connected to any device wirelessly, through those LED lights, which is why they want everybody to have them in their houses. I'm going to show y'all that article that just came out. And this is why we need to detox regularly. um, it's one thing to have it in your body involuntarily, but to sign up for stuff like this is insane.
take a while before an electrogenetic interface can be hooked up to humans, but it still moves us closer to wearable medical devices, ones that can directly apply gene based therapies. They have a great potential to save lives and drastically influence our living.
All right, so that is what I wanted to share with y'all, but I want you to understand that, this is just another means to telegraph what is happening in the beast system. These people have this technology, it is already ready, they already have it patented, they're already ready to unleash it on us. They just got to figure out ways to coax us into doing it and then get the right population. So, who has the highest diabetes rate in America? We do. Who are some of the laziest people in America who will not take care of their own health? Our people. You know, we could avoid a lot of the health issues that we have, but we refuse to eat right. We want to peel everything. We will not detox our bodies and allow our bodies to heal. We will not fast and pray over ourselves so that we can heal our bodies. We will do anything and everything to avoid being held accountable for our actions, for eating poorly, for not, uh, over an extended period of time, reducing the amount of food we eat, or not eating pork and shellfish and catfish and all the things that the Most High told us not to eat. Us specifically, the Gentiles can do whatever they want. They're aliens. We are not. We different. We built different. And the Most High gave us instructions on how to eat. If we ate the way He told us to eat, we would not need medication. We wouldn't need to have our insulin regulated because it would be regulated on its own. So there are a number of things that we can do to not get caught up in this system, but we will not. And they know it, which is why we have dialysis um, centers all up and through our communities, which is why we got liquor stores everywhere. So after they've spent a lifetime feeding you liquor, your body is broken down, and now you got to spend the rest of your life in the healthcare system being doped up with stuff that's not good for you, with medicines that have nanotechnology in it that allows them to monitor. When you refuse to lose weight and you have heart issues and high blood pressure and all that stuff, you need to go to the doctor regularly. You need medicine. And when you take this medicine, that stuff is in the medicine. So don't get it twisted. These people are targeting us. They're targeting everybody. But we are like the easiest guinea pigs because we don't suspect anything. We don't read nothing. We don't ask questions. We just take the easy route. And so many of our people are going to lose their lives because they're not paying attention to what's happening all over the globe. We got to pay attention and keep watch to multiple things going on at one time. And our bodies are temples, so we have to protect every avenue that the adversary can use to attack us. So we have to protect our sexual health. We have to protect our mental health. We have to protect our physical health, how we eat, exercising, making sure we're eating foods that are nutritious and healthy, reducing the amount of flesh that we eat. Um, and I'm going to just be honest. A couple of years ago, I was like, I'm going to eat everything. If it's running, I'm going to eat it. If it got foots, I want it in my mouth. That's how it was. If it got wings it can fly, I ain't passing it by. But now that I know what I know and I have seen the light, I can go without eating meat. I can go without eating. I can eat green and clean. I can juice. I don't have an issue with fasting. And so just having knowledge and changing my mindset has really changed my body. And even without exercising, I can see how my body has changed. I've lost weight, didn't even really have to, didn't do much. And add that to gardening. Gardening is a lot of work. So, growing your food, planning on, I go outside, I pick stuff, even if I can't eat it. I purchased a lot of Ziploc bags. So if I, pick a couple of squash, I wash them off, I cut them up, and I put them in the freezer so that I have a plethora of fresh vegetables that I can go outside. I know I grew them. I know I grew them without pesticides. I knew I grew them without any chemicals. I loved on my garden, and whatever little bit of stuff comes out there, it's mine. I know I did it myself. So making sure that you grow your own food, making sure that you are taking care of your mental health, taking care of your physical health, staying from around low vibrational people who can convince you to, take the easy route, who don't want to do anything about their bodies, or even if they do decide that that's how they want to eat. It could be a drag on you because you may feel bad because they don't care about themselves, and so you may have to uh, you know change your circle, or eat differently. When you go someplace out, which I recommend, we shouldn't be eating out that much. um, And we shouldn't be eating from people who are not aware of what's going on, because people are going to continue to eat flesh, eat dirty stuff, and not detox. And I know sometimes we have to because, we're out, we're on the run, we need to go someplace, we may be traveling, but make sure you're detoxing. Make sure you detox regularly. Make sure you're taking vitamins. Take your zinc and your magnesium, your D3, your turmeric to fight inflammation. And I'm not saying take it every day, but take it a couple times per week. Make sure you're juicing or making green smoothies with green stuff that you know where it came from. Don't be drinking that green powder because that could be soil and green. It could be people in there. We don't know. Um, and fast. The best way to repair your body is fasting. And there are a lot of people teaching, about holistic ways to heal your body. A lot of times, we have health issues. Fasting and changing our diet will correct a lot of issues with our bodies, but they won't tell us that. They'll give us, instead of giving us magnesium and potassium and zinc, they'll give you some pharmakia, and then they'll have you, taking this nanotechnology. Your body is rejecting it because it's not natural, and then they just continue this process where they not only degrade your body, but they have you spending money on stuff that is never going to work. And so, when you look at these scientists trying to control your human DNA, we basically living in the days of Noah. So the Most High got to come back. This place getting ready to be destroyed, utterly destroyed. And so it is vital that you get into your word, understand the times that we're living in, and keep looking up, crying out, repenting, seeking the Most High for discernment, and looking for as much information as you can about what's happening, because these people have plans for you. If you are not planning for yourself, they have a plan for you. They got a plan for everybody, regardless of your age. In order to survive the depopulation agenda and getting the mark, it's going to take reading and educating yourself, and staying on top of what is coming down the pipe. You cannot take for granted medicine anymore. Medicine is not medicine. Medicine is something totally different. So um, just be careful out here, y'all. Be careful. All right, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Please consider subscribing to my Rumble and Odyssey channels in the event that this channel goes down. Also, consider following me on Instagram and Facebook. I do not post there regularly, I only post there when I am off this platform. YouTube is my primary platform now. I don't write anymore. I just talk because it's easier. I don't have to do all that editing. And um, just seems like most people now are not really into reading, they're into listening and watching. So I try to um, cater to the people, although I feel like I'm not really able to give people all that they should have because of the short attention spans. So, in any event, use the content that I provide as a lead and always, always, always do your own research. So, I will put a link to this video in the description. And there's an article, the paper, the white paper. I'll put a link to that as well so that you can make an informed decision about what you need to do for your life. But understand, this sounds exactly like that cryptocurrency thing that the computer guy who knows all things got a patent for. If you think about it, think about it. Once they get this stuff in your body, this is how they're going to do all that stuff. So just be careful about what you consume. Be careful about your health information. Understand your data is being shared around the globe with people who want to do harm to us. Listen at what they're targeting. Then you think about who this impacts the most, and you will see everything always ties back to Yasharel, the true people of the book. So be careful out there. All right, this is Marla K, and I'm out.